There is another story of a woman who's defying the odds, and she believes it's her use of cannabis that has prolonged her life. This is Cathy Jordan, who has miraculously been living with ALS for more than 25 years.
I was diagnosed in the first week of January 86, and by 89, I could barely walk across my house. And one from that Sunday, I could brush my hair, and by Friday night, I had to lay my head on the sink.
ALS, also known as Lugerek's disease, is a fast-acting neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and in the spinal cord. When the motor neurons die, the ability of the brain to initiate and control muscle movement is also lost. Depressed about her diagnosis, Cathy even considered committing suicide until her friend told her to try cannabis.
So we got smoking. I figured, what the hell? What's it gonna do? Kill me? I already decided I'm gonna end my life. And I smoked it, and I literally felt, I would say it was like an electrical hum or buzz in my body.
Besides feeling better overall, Cathy also noticed that in the earlier stages of her ALS, when she used cannabis, she was able to walk better.
All of a sudden, I could walk across my yard again.
Originally, Cathy's husband, Bob, didn't like the idea of his wife using cannabis, but ultimately he too came around once he saw the positive changes in his wife's life.
I started seeing a change. And as time's going on now, she's aging naturally. What you've seen earlier is the devastation happened in the first 3 years. And then once she smoked the cannabis, it stopped.
Now, almost 30 years later, Cathy is beating the odds.
I get up every morning, I have 2 cups of coffee, I smoke 2 joints, and bring up any plant that I have produced overnight. I will cough, it clears my lungs. And the lung doctors are amazed. When you light up a joint, you inhale, you get cotton, which is great for ALS, because your main problem is saliva. You have an excess of saliva.
Everything improves once she smokes it, and there's got to be something to it.
I just can't believe that now I'm 63. At 41, I was supposed to be dead. And then I think it was 96, we got a letter from the federal government. I had to prove I was still alive. I actually said, you have outlived your expiration date. You must prove that you are alive.
I just wish they would study it and find out what's going on, because she's living proof that there is something. And anybody that knows anything about ALS, it is one of the most horrible things you can watch. We've met doctors, we met politicians, we met other patients. We've tried everything that we know how to try to get these people to open their eyes and study this plant. It's an amazing, amazing plant.
I have proven them all wrong. In fact, I really am outspoken, only because I realize my doctors are dying and retiring. I'm outliving them. I'm telling you, this has stopped my disease.
Right.
And then I smoke a joint, and then that way it dries on my mouth. So that way I can go brush my teeth. But actually, when I'm out of cannabis, I go down by the 3rd day. The twitching is uncontrollable.
Could I ask you to touch my finger with your finger?
Won't happen.
Can't happen. Okay. In other words, there's what we would, in neurology, we would ask do something called finger to nose. Can you do the finger to your nose?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'd like to introduce my next speaker. The doctor says she has spoken to, said she doesn't exist. She exists. and you're going to hear all about it. Her name is Cathy Jordan. Cathy's from Florida. Cathy has Lou Gehrig's disease. And the reason I brought up the fact that doctors say she doesn't exist is because if you have Lou Gehrig's disease, you're going to live about 3 to 5 years after diagnosis. Well, Cathy's working on 26 after diagnosis. Now this is a patient who's illegal in Florida. She takes her medicine every day illegally. Somebody gives it to her illegally. Somebody grows it for her illegally. Criminals, aren't they?